What's going on, y'all? Grind and Motivate back in this thing again, man, with another video. And I'm back talking about the whole YSL snitch ring. You know, Gunna took a plea deal. Several other guys took a plea deal against your boy Young Thug. He got caught down bad on the video, you know, holding his junk naked with a whole bunch of dudes around him in the showers, which that was weird. They didn't address that video directly, at least from what I saw, but that was weird. And I guess we already knew that about him. But anyway, we're talking about the whole no snitch culture and how it's a detriment to the black community. And my sister and me were talking about it the other day. She basically was saying that she thinks it's kind of a crutch for guys who are criminals to get away with things because they expect people not to snitch, or just the no snitch culture in general just allows them to do stupid stuff and get away with it. And I think it also it keeps bad people that, you know, that would do something bad able to be able to do something bad. Like, and I think about another example of that. Like, if you think about Karens and how they come out and they say anything to any old black dude that might be in their neighborhood, I think when, like, there's a white dude in our neighborhood, like, look at the Peyton Gendron situation. Them black folks should have been like, that white boy acting weird over there. I need the police to come on down. I mean, it might have been like a whole Jeffrey Dahmer situation where the police take 3 years to get there, but still, they should have been like, hey man, it's a white boy acting weird. We need y'all to come on over here and get him. He acting weird. He been casing the place the last 3 days. He looking homeless and ugly and stanky like a Bailey mill. Go on, get him. But nobody did that because of no snitch culture, or maybe because, you know, white is right more. So, you know, you see a white boy in the neighborhood, you think like, oh man, he's either probably just a J, or he's trying to, you know, trying to score some drugs. He's trying to score some dope, dude. You know how them folks be, man. They be coming to the bluff and trying to score some dope here in the A. But, yeah, man. And shout out to Black Light Revelations. He sent me a video that he said would tie well into this whole situation. It's by Neely Fuller Jr. by Hip Hop Cartoons. If you don't follow Hip Hop Cartoons, you should definitely subscribe right now. I know that animation takes a lot of time. You got to sit there, go frame by frame, redraw the whole thing over and over and over again. No matter how small or whatever level you think it is, it definitely is time consuming, man. But this here is a video by Neely Fuller, some quotes that he said, and it is basically show your work. He's talking about the whole snitch culture and how it is a detriment to our community. Let's check it out.
Many people have took the position of snitching means you can go out and kill people or steal somebody's car or something.
See, y'all made me shoot your stupid ass over nothing. Hey, come on, man, we supposed to be brothers. Oh, what, you trying to get smart? Nigga, are you trying to kick some knowledge? Nigga, give me your mother jury, nigga. Take that shit off. You got a page or two. You're balling, huh? You're balling?
If someone is deliberately trying to do unjust harm, you give information. That is not snitching. That's giving information, and that information should be given. No one, anyone who goes out here and carjacks someone and comes and hides under somebody's porch, everybody should point out where the porch is and who's hiding under it. If you have nerve enough and you think you're tough enough and you think you got enough going for you to take somebody's vehicle and shoot them in the head and then go and try to hide, the very fact that you ran and tried to hide means you don't deserve anything.
I do think that that's kind of odd that, you know, you'd do something so heinous and crazy and act like you're big and bad around the neighborhood, but, you know, you run around hiding from everybody and expecting folks to cover for you all the time. And I don't really care for it, man. What do you guys think about what he's saying so far? Do you think that if we did, you know, point out all the bad actors in our neighborhoods, that things would be better? Or do you think the police would, you know, they be still doing too much? Or do you think that, you know, we should just take it into our own hands, man? We should go and take these folks down ourselves, end them. And then that would be the no snitching. It would be a just move, since it's like a punishment for the guys who act up in the neighborhood. That'd be kind of just, right? Let's get it.
You gave up everything right there. There's a slogan. It's not in the code book, but it's one that will be in the next editions. Stand by your work. In other words, whatever you do, stand by your work. If you're a carjacker, you're a gangbanger, if you're a person that likes to do harm to people, you want to rob some old lady on a bus stop, don't run. Stand there and say, yes, I did it, and the reason I did it is because I'm supposed to do it. Because that's what I do. That's my business. That's the business I have chosen, as they say in the Corleones, as they say in the movie The Godfather. This is the business we have chosen. If a whole army comes after you, you should stand there and say, bring them on, because this is the business I have chosen. I'm not running, and I'm not hiding. Now, the very fact that you're hiding under your grandmother's porch, causing her a whole lot of misery, means you're not worth doing what you did.
Can we think of any guys who stood on their work? I don't know. Would you say somebody like King Von might have stood on his work? I mean, yeah, he was always talking about it. He was basically kind of a self-snitch to a degree. He was always on Twitter talking to that one girl. He was always just talking crazy and saying this and saying that about, this dude. Now he a little slow because he got hit in the head. Maybe somebody like Wayne Perry. I don't know, like the Alpo dude. I don't know if them guys stood on their work or not. I don't know anything about them. I know about King Von because he's during my time, but them other guys, I don't know. They said something about Alpo might have been a snitch or something. I don't know. So I guess he was listening to a little bit of Neely Fuller, once he got down bad. But hey, man, what do y'all think, man? Who are some examples of folks that might have stood on their work?
And you shouldn't be defended. No one should speak in your behalf, including your grandmother.
And y'all know grandma ain't about to do that, man. It seemed like every time that there's some kid that actually did something bad, their mom and their grandma always will be like, he was a good kid. He ain't hurt nobody. He used to always want to give his shirt off his back. It's like, okay, so he was doing good in that area, but he wasn't doing good in other areas. I don't know, man. But grandmas are super biased and stuff like that. You can do some crazy stuff. Your grandma still love you and still think you're the best human on earth for some reason. But what do you guys think about that?
Now, that should be the policy all over the world. Black people should make that rule for ourselves. And don't start talking about, well, you all shouldn't, you turn me in, you turn your back on me, and you turn your back on yourself. Around here terrorizing the whole neighborhood that you grew up in.
I agree with that. I always thought it was stupid for somebody that was a criminal or, they did something crazy to somebody else to think that everyone else should have their back. That's inconsiderate to me. It's like you want us to be just sitting up here living in fear and stuff and just whatever because you did something and we can't do nothing about it. Like you expect everybody to just have your back, but you're causing issues for everybody. You're inconsiderate. You're causing everybody inconvenience, but you want everybody to shut the hell up. I don't agree with it.
You're making no sense at all. You're not logical. And think that you're going to be protected or should be by whom? You didn't do anything to protect the person who was trying to make it to work that morning. And you killed them on their way to work and took that $20 and considered yourself Superman. When you run down the alley trying to find a place to hide in a trash bin, you just gave yourself away as not being very much to you. And you know it. Did you do anything that you shouldn't have done? If anybody tells it, they didn't snitch. They gave constructive information. That's what that's called. Who should welcome you? Stop and think about it. Who should welcome you? Who should open a door for you anywhere after you do something like that? Shoot somebody 5 times in the head just to take their car to go joyriding. Shoot yourself 5 times in the head if you can. End of that story. Nothing else less than that. That's all you're entitled to. You take somebody away from here deliberately and unjustly, you're supposed to go yourself as soon as possible. You don't apologize to the people later on in court. The person that you killed is not there. That's who you apologize to. And there's one way to do that. You go where they went. A nice, cozy grave. You cover for yourself. If you're big enough to do it, stand by your work.
So what do you guys think about what he said right there? I know like the snitching thing, getting behind that thing might be seeming a little corny and weak and all that. You can think about guys like Charleston White, or you think about some lame white dude that called the police and, you know, he's sitting in the house looking out the blinds or something because you were bouncing a basketball. But those are different and unjust. Well, Charleston White he's a little bit of a buffoon, but you know some of his stuff he's saying be real. But the white dude calling the cops on you because you just a black dude bouncing a basketball outside is unjust. I think that when it comes to people in our neighborhoods, you know, terrorizing our neighborhoods, I think, man, we need to go and get them folks up out of there, man, one way or another. And I don't think that it's bad to go and say something about it, man. You know, it seems like we always get mad when these are the same people that, you know, that kind of tear up our neighborhood. They make J's by selling drugs. They end people's lives that shouldn't have been ended by, you know, the crossfire or something like that. You know, they got everybody else living in fear. And then, you know, they tear up the neighborhood and make the property value go down. That's when these folks start gentrifying our neighborhoods. Now, you know, you got them white folks running and jogging through the neighborhood because, you know, folks don't want to do anything about the bad actors in the neighborhood, the folks that's littering everywhere, the folks that's causing the J's to litter everywhere, the folks that's you know, ending folks' lives. It's all that kind of stuff. Anything that's bad that's going on in the neighborhood, the people that don't care, yeah, all that stuff is, I think, kind of a part of snitching, like a part of the no snitch culture. I think to a degree allows the neighborhood to kind of go down in shambles. You even think about the whole situation with Takeoff, where Takeoff his life was ended for no reason. Because them folks was playing dice or something like that. And I guess Takeoff came to defend stupid Quavo because Quavo's an idiot and doesn't know how to leave all that kind of stuff alone. Even though he was never that, bro. You from Gwinnett. Shut the hell up. So I don't really understand that. But all those folks really sat around and didn't say anything. They knew who did it. They just acted like they didn't know who did it this whole time. That guy was unjust. He was about to literally take a trip to Mexico and live there and live out the rest of his days to get away with deleting Takeoff, and everybody just wasn't gonna say nothing. The police had to do some work. That's crazy. How long did it take? It took like 2 weeks, didn't it? That's stupid, man. Like I said again, the whole Peyton Gendron situation, man. Them folks should have been like, man, we got a white boy running around. He funny acting. He acting weird. He been loitering and all this kind of stuff. But you know, a lot of us tend to think white is right, or you know, he wouldn't be doing anything. He's just a nice, clean white guy, or maybe he's trying to score some drugs. He's just a J. I don't know, man. We got to do a little bit better, man. I think to a degree there are some times where we're too nice, like in the case of a white dude, and then there's just sometimes where we just follow dumbass rules in the case of Takeoff or just our neighborhoods, and that always kind of, you know, it doesn't. I mean, in Takeoff's case, the bad situation already took place, so you know it's nothing we could have did about it. But as far as like, you know, keeping our neighborhoods together and not letting the property value go down and allowing them folks to come in and gentrify and start running and building little dog parks around the corner and turning up your rent to goddamn $2,200 because they built a skyrise right around the corner. I mean, you know, you gotta go and tell them folks, or I don't know, maybe you can find somebody that'll get them up out of there, Punisher style, and then, you know, you can just know, yeah, that could be the no snitch culture right there. I'm cool with that. Getting them folks up out of there, man. We need them folks to be up out of there. But really, man, we should just stop doing all that stuff in general, man. Maybe the music is partly the reason why, you know, we're like that. But to a degree, I think it's just people are just dumb, and they know right from wrong. The music's not that much of an influence. It might give a little bit of confirmation bias to a degree when you hear a rapper say something, you know, bad that, you know, maybe you have done before, or you might have been thinking about doing it. He said he did it, and now you're like, oh man, goddamn, Gucci Man said he's a goddamn steal, so he make sure he can eat every night. You know, maybe you heard something like that and you thought it was cool. I don't know. But what do you guys think about the whole message of Neely Fuller Jr.? Shout out to Hip Hop Cartoons once again. Go subscribe to him now. I'm going to go ahead and link the video down because that wasn't the full video. I chopped it up a whole lot and talked on it and all that kind of stuff if you want to watch the full thing uninterrupted. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you watched up to this point, thanks for watching as usual. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.